This is the Carty Method Podcast.
Well, hello and welcome to another episode of the Carty Method Podcast. It is me, Carty, and today we are looking at photographs. It is Portfolio Lab. Thursdays, I give you an industry level assignment to complete. Today is no different. Today I'm asking for something quite simple of you. I'm asking for a minimalist image. And when it comes to minimalism is really important as a photographer, and knowing how to do it, knowing how to shoot it. Today I asked you to create an image that uses clean lines, negative space, and a limited color palette to express the power of simplicity. Now, if you shoot people, I want you to capture a portrait with a plain background in minimal styling. If you shoot places, focus on a single architectural or natural element. And if you shoot things, cars, isolate a product or a car against a very simple background. And I asked for a vertical image. This is why this matters. Minimalism and minimalist images cut through the visual noise, which showcases your ability to communicate with clarity as well as restraint, which is an essential skill for high-end editorial and commercial work. All right, I have to set up something here that I, for some reason, didn't set up. Let me do that right now. Hopefully you guys know me. I'm Carty. By the way, I am a 35-year professional photographer, which is kind of mind-bending even for me to realize that I've been doing this for that long. But listen, pressure over time equals success. And I've been putting pressure on myself and pressure on this industry to recognize me for over 3.5 decades. So yeah, that, by the way, pressure works when you're doing the right thing and your outward reach is strong and you're using social the right way and you're making work that solves problems for your ideal customer. When that's happening, you're making money. All right, we're going to go black for 1 second. Please stand by. All right, and we back. Okay, that was one thing I had to set up. Apologize for that. Let's start with our first submission of the day. This is Kevin Curtis. Kevin says, here's my take on a minimalist image with an R33 Skyline GTR. This is a Sony A7R4 with a 50mm 1.8 ISO 100 f4.5 at an 80th of a second. This is Kevin Curtis. Kevin, this is a yes for me. Off the dome, this is a yes. Right off the bat, let's look at this as a cover. Yes. I mean, it's a Nissan Skyline GT. Like, I know this car. I'd love to see it from the front, but the way that you positioned it and the top-down view is really quite nice, Kevin. I like it a lot. Let's look at this as 8x10. This works strong as an 8x10. This is a yes, Kevin. This is you absolutely knowing how to use car photography in a minimalist way. You followed the brief exactly. We have a limited color palette. We have a very non-distracting background. You're using negative space well, and you created an interesting angle. So for me, this is an 11, and this is a yes for me. Very well done. That's Kevin Curtis. Well done, Kevin. By the way, if you guys have never seen my smiling face before, I'm a pro photographer. I've been doing this for 35 years. I had a career that was kind of up and down over the first 2 decades. Then I hired some coaches, and these 2 coaches, my business coach and my creative coach, really helped me get to the next level. After 2 years with my business coaches, I signed a 2-year deal with Canon, becoming Canon's first ever brand ambassador. Yes, before Peter McKinnon. After my contract ended with Canon, they signed Peter McKinnon. I'll get into that in another story. But my business now, that brings us to 2020, and COVID happened, and things got bad. And inability to consistently outward reach and put my hand up and say, hey, I can do cool shit for you. Like, I just was quiet. And because of that, there was no work. I had to save my business. I went back to using my coaches and basically systemized a photography business and systemized everything. That's how I fixed my business. And then I started my YouTube channel again, which I only used YouTube only to like do client work and share and embed client work. So I brought my YouTube channel back, and now that brings us to what we have right now, which is the Carty Method, where I help photographers like you who are at various levels in their career. You might be considering starting a photography career, so you need the right information. Definitely, this is the right information. You might be a part-time photographer who's kind of weekend worrying it and really wishing that you could be doing it full-time. Definitely, I can help you make that transition. I've helped so many. Or you could be a pro photographer that's working full time and not quite hitting that 100 grand a year. I also have people who are like cinematographers and people who are in the industry, and their careers are not popping the way because they've always passed off marketing to agents and to other people, production companies. So they don't actually know how to get work on their own and how to make stuff that actually gets attention. So I teach all of that, and I teach all of these different type of people here through the Carty Method on my YouTube channel and through the CartyMethod.com, where we have Portfolio Lab, Pro Lab, my accelerator, the Carty Method system. All my information is there. Go to the Carty Method and see all the numerous ways that I can help you, including Portfolio Lab. If you want to sign up for this, you actually have to go to the CartyMethod.com/Portfolio Lab to sign up. All right, guys, that was Kevin Curtis. Our next photographer is Gerard Denso. Gerard shot with an EOS R Sigma 85mm ISO 100 f7.1 at 200th of a second and with two AD 600s. This is Gerard Denso. Gerard, this is a yes for me. This is a yes. This is a minimalist image that really, it's a technically very well done white. I'm proud of you. This is very, very well done. You've been listening to me explain how to do setups and white setups. I can tell, I know that you only have two lights and you only use two lights, so I'm sure there had to be a little bit of cleaning up in the background, but you did well. This is a good image. Let's look at this at a little bit tighter. Good focus. You're using one light in the front and one light in the back, but it seems like you have two lights in the back. So I'm not really sure how you did this with one light, but the light is inspired. The focus is good. The retouching is good. Your post-production is good. The light placement is exact. Just watch his elbow. You can see how you're a little closer here on this side than you are on this side. This is pretty much as close as I'd want his elbow to be to frame. So you're going to have to back up just a touch to make that a little bit tighter. Let's look at what this looks like as an 8x10. You can see it crops really well as an 8x10. It gives me enough freedom to move this down. I have good space. Gerard, this is a yes. This is a yes. You nailed this. Minimalism, yes. You absolutely hit this. This is an 11 for me. I'm going to say yes. This is an 11. Welcome back. I'm proud of you, and good shit. This is Gerard Denso. Taylor? Yes, she's happy. All right. Taylor Swift's happy, then, if Taylor Swift is happy, my life is so much better. Because, you don't want, like, the Swifties coming after you. What am I talking about? This is Rafael Ortiz. This is taken Friday for an actress's portfolio, shot in studio. Nikon D850 with a Sigma 85mm 1.4, ISO 100 f8 at 100th of a second. This is with two studio strobes. This is Rafael Ortiz. Raf, yes, stronger than last. I don't love the background. The background is kind of dated. Like, this kind of muslin background does definitely make your pictures feel dated. This is that kind of stuff that they would use at Sears portrait studios like in the 80s. So you'll notice photographers don't shoot with muslins anymore. We don't shoot with these kinds of like sponged backgrounds and that kind of stuff. It just ends up making our stuff look tacky. Beyond your background, your composition is strong. It works as a cover. It works as an 8x10. You're really like, yes, this is a minimalist image, but what I need to see this on Raphael is black, white, or gray. Like, not this kind of pretend cloud muslin background idea. You have to drop this from your sensibility, and I want you to just look at modern photography, open a magazine and try to find me a muslin background like this. You're just not going to find it. Open it, look at an ad and try to find an ad with this type of background. You're not going to find it. So you have to steer away from using techniques that worked for you 20 years ago. You have to steer away from that, because what it reads in 2025 is tacky. It's a cute girl. The hair is way better styled. She's wearing a cool outfit. It's just the background is where you're losing me. I hope this helps. That is Rafael Ortiz with his minimalist image. The pose, everything with this girl. It's like, boom. Yes. Now shoot it on a plain white, shoot it on a gray, and get into using gradients and using light. But for me, that muslin, we got to get off of that idea. Vicky, a member for 22 months. Vicky, you're 2 months away from being a member for an entire year, which you get a new icon. I mean, an entire 2 years. What am I saying? A year? 2 years. You get a new icon when you've hit 2 years. I can't wait for you to see it. So yes. Vicky, thank you for becoming a member. Again, Vicky, right here. 22 months. Vicky was one of the first photographers that I coached because of YouTube, and now she's just like so busy, which is amazing. Thanks for popping in, Vicky. I appreciate you. Vicky was literally the first photographer that I coached, even before there was a Carte method. The first photographer I coached because of YouTube. Been coaching tons of photographers in person, in real life. But yeah, from my YouTube channel, Vicky was the first. All right. That was Raphael. This is Denise Tuggle. Denise says, this is a Coke can on black. D850 shot with a 24-70 ISO 100 f8 at 1/60th of a second. Shot with two newer strobes. This is Miss Denise Tuggle. Denise, this is minimalist. Exposure's a bit low, but I like it. Let's look at it as a cover. And let's also... Oops, did I push the wrong button? I absolutely did. Apologize for that. Sometimes the buttons get pushed, man. What do you want me to say? Sometimes I accidentally push buttons. There's a lot of them here. There's a lot. There's over 100. Vicky, that was nice of you to subscribe again. Okay, let's look into Denise. Denise, your framing is good. You can see you've given yourself enough space on either side. Is this a minimalist image? Yes. In this case, does the can need to be misted a little bit? Yes. But again, I would love this to be sitting just in ice. And remember, we were talking about top down. So I want you to be working on top down and your top down rig. I would love to see a little bit more of the Coca-Cola, but the way that this can goes, it goes around the can. It doesn't go down the can. So that part is tricky. But Vicky, I mean, why am I calling you Vicky? Oh my God. Denise, I'm sorry. Denise, this is really strong. It's really great focus. I just want you to give the can just a little bit more exposure. Watch how this is burning out here. It's because you're using a beauty dish, I think, instead of a softbox. So make sure that you're not getting any burn out. You might want to use a diffusion material to kind of scrim that end. But here, just overall on the can, the exposure here, give me 20% more exposure. I'm still loving this. I'm still going to say this is a yes, and I'm still going to say this is a great execution of a minimalist image. Miss Denise Tuggle. This is great. And again, you're getting better every week. You're getting better every week. So this makes me happy. This makes me happy. Well done, Denise. This is a yes for me on the minimalist image. So, by the way, if you're just tuning in, I'm Carty. I'm a photographer. I've been doing this for 3.5 decades. Not photo reviews, but being actually a professional working photographer. Look at my work at stevecarty.com. These photo reviews really level photographers up. And I got to tell you, if you could see what Denise's photographs look like when she first found me, I'm going to actually do a whole thing on Denise because how far she's come since she's been watching Portfolio Lab is absolutely mental. So Denise, I'm very proud of you. That is Miss Denise Tuggle. Denise, that's an 11 if I didn't give you an 11 already. Oh, Denise, come on now. I'm smiling. You're doing great. Everybody's saying you're taking off. All right, JV. Here's my take on minimalism with a fossil. Sony A6700, 17 to 70 at 2.8, 17 to 70, 2.8, ISO 200, f5.6 at 100th of a second. 8200 Pro with a strip box and lots of bounce. This is Mr. JV. JV, let's get it on. So this is minimalist. Yeah, this is great. It's just, let me check the framing. Your framing is good. It's just the color balance. It feels just a little bit purpley. It doesn't feel neutral. It feels like it has a cast. So it just feels like it has a little bit of a cast, but you might have white balanced here and that might actually be the white balance. So, you know, this for me, Jay, is a yes. It's a much stronger, clearer execution than what you did last week. Let's look at it as a cover. I like the top down. I like the texture. Yes, this is absolutely a portfolio picture for you, JV. This is yes, 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 yes. This is great. Nice and clean. Again, when you're shooting watches, know that I went through this with one of my other shooters. This is an endeavor, you need $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $100,000 watches to compete with watch photographers. So do consider that when it comes to what line of products that you're trying to shoot. For me, watches gets high-end photography of average price watches really reveals the flaws in those watches really quickly. So you have to really start leveling up in the price of, and do you have access to incredibly expensive watches to photograph? If yes, then keep on this train. If no, then you really need to figure out what type of product photographer and what niche you're going to be specializing in within product photography. I hope that helps you. That is JV. That's an 11 for me, mister. Well done. JV. Natalie Bennett. This particular shot was taken a few weeks ago, considering adding it to my book. R6 Mark II, 85mm 1.2, ISO 200 f4 at 1/100th of a second. This is Natalie Bennett. Natalie, thanks for submitting. So with this picture, the first thing I'm going to check is the framing. Minimalism. Yeah, it's minimalist. I mean, again, she has a prop. So that prop kind of, for me, takes away from the minimalist. The pattern on the dress takes away a little bit from the minimalist. I want you to see how this crops to an 8x10, which is something that we have to understand how to shoot in such a way that it's not going to crop so radically when we go to Instagram. So for me, this is close. It's a little too close, and it's a little claustrophobic on the bottom. You can see down here. For me, Natalie, I really want you to be pushing your ideas. And when it comes to minimalism, it's no props. Like if we had her in a simpler dress and showed a little bit more of the space without cropping, for me, it would work a little bit more with the minimalism. But for me, this isn't a minimalist dress or the shoes, or like we're missing a little bit of the minimalist elements in this photo. It works as an editorial photo, but I don't think that it works, Natalie, as much as a minimalist photo. And I want you to see the rest of the photographs. I mean, I haven't seen them yet, but look how other people interpret that word of minimalism. This was Natalie Bennett. This is close, and yes, it can go in your portfolio, but for me, it doesn't represent a minimalist image as much as some of the other images that I've looked at today. I hope that helps. All right, that is Natalie Bennett. This is Courtney Turner. Courtney says, for this week's assignment, I had the pleasure of shooting this beautifully wrapped Range Rover autobiography edition. Range Rover autobiography edition? Okay. Z7 35mm 1.8 ISO 500 f5 at a 40th of a second shot natural light. This is Courtney Turner. Courtney, minimalist. I don't know if this is a minimalist and there's too much foreground, Courtney. For how much of the car, how much of this picture is just car, you left way too much runway down here. And if you think of this, the cover goes up here, and normally like you want the car to feel a little bit lower in the frame. So for me, the background, like what's going on up here, is not minimalist. This is not minimalist. The assignment is limited color palette, limited elements. For me, with this shot, simple. You get on a ladder, you move the car closer this way, and then you shoot down and you use just this tarmac as the background. And it gives me a better view of this Range Rover, because seeing this Range Rover just from the front, and the only Land Rover, the only Land Rover logo is like this, and it's kind of blacked out. We don't even know that this is a Land Rover because there's no identifiers. Like, you actually have to know car shapes to know that this is like one of the most stolen cars ever made. And I also can't tell what year it is because I'm only seeing the front, although this styling and this bumper tells me like it's probably a 2024 or 2025. But they have a crazy moonroof. There's crazy door lines on the doors. Like, there's so much more of this car that you could have shown me. Just showing me this and showing me this school in the background means that for me, this isn't a minimalist image. It doesn't hit as a minimalist image. And I feel like I want to see other edits. I know you didn't just shoot one frame, but for this one is not the minimalist frame that I would have chose. Courtney, show me something else on Tuesday from this one. Yeah, show me something else. All right, sick car. I just want to see it from a different perspective that actually follows the brief and really gives me minimalism. This is Mike Graves. So the daunting task of dropping in. This is a Sony a7 IV 24-70 2.8 ISO 100 f8 1/25 of a second. Shot natural light. This is Mike Graves. Mike, minimalist. I'm going to say yes for this. This, again, interesting perspective. We do need to see that it's a pool that she's dropping into. The angle on her is not the most flattering. The fact that she's just standing really straight and not interacting with the deck at all. The fact that the deck is staying like that. How's the deck staying like that without her foot holding it like that? So for me, she has to be interacting with this board in some way. Her foot has to be coming and holding this board there. And it also, for me, should be closer to her. I know that then hides her, but it's up to you to kind of change that angle and make it the most flattering. I do think that this is a minimalist image, but for me, I would have just used a little bit less of the bowl, and I'm not sure I would have been right inside the bowl. Like, the sky is the background, is the minimalism. I love seeing under the deck, but I just need her to be interacting with the deck like just a bit more. But you can use this for your portfolio, Mike. This is a yes for me. I just want you to be like hyper disciplined, making sure that she's not just standing there with like no expression and no like giving you that something. And she would be interacting with her board in some way. She'd be on her board. So if you push the board this way and she's standing on the board, well, then you can catch her face up here, because it would be natural, because her foot would be on that board. We'd still see her, but it would actually give the feeling like, yeah, she is about to drop in. Right now, she's just looking. I hope that helps you, Mr. Mike Graves. Thanks for submitting. Again, yes to minimalism. I'm just going into way more nuance as far as like, it looks like there's somebody hiding with their hand there holding that board there. Or there's a bag or something that's holding the lip of the board up. For me, it's just like without her foot on the tail of that board, it doesn't look believable. I hope that helps. This is Mike Graves. Let's get it on, Mike. Thanks for submitting. Jordan White. Jordan says, I use the new Jordan 1 Rare Airs in OG red and black. Feedback and ways to improve are always appreciated. Sony A7 Mark III, 100mm macro 2.8, ISO 100, f13 at a quarter of a second, shot with 3 lights. This is Mr. Jordan White. Jordan. So Jordan, like, it's really hard, bro, when you're using 3 lights and you're new to using lights, period. So 3 lights, I don't see where any of your lights are coming from, because you're not using ratios. They're just canceling themselves out. So your light is canceling itself out, because one light and then you're using another light to cancel the shadows and blah, blah, blah. So light just looks like it's coming from everywhere and nowhere. The worst situation is giving a new photographer who has no experience with lights 3 of them, because now you don't know how to place 1 light yet. 3 just ends up being a shit show. So the color balance, I'm imagining the color balance on here. This is the old school. That's the white. And then this is like this kind of pre-worn look that you have. I don't really have a context of this, and it's hard for me to tell whether this is a vertical image or a horizontal image. Now, if this is a vertical image, you can see how claustrophobic this is, and I'm thinking that this is a vertical image because the box is being cut like right here when I take this frame away, and the box looks like it's being cut, down here. So I'm assuming that you shot this vertical because the assignment was vertical. Look at how close that the heel of the shoe is to here, and the toe. Like, if you're shooting a vertical image, the space would be like, have the shoe more this way. So you're showing it top down so you can get closer to it and you have more space, including the box. Not sure why you included the shoe box, which I promise you is not a part of this shot, and also 1 shoe. And if you watch the past episodes, you'll see me say, don't shoot 1 shoe. So the shoe box, the 1 shoe. And again, Jordan, you have to use intelligent imitation when it comes to shooting shoes, which means look at what Jordan 1s are doing with their advertising. And again, they don't really advertise Jordan 1. So yes, they do shoot just 1 shoe at times. I see a lot, but where is it on black? Like, where's an episode of, and when it's on black, it's not just on black, it's some sort, this is on someone's foot, they're standing on a platform, there's a cool reflection, blah, 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 blah. Like, you have to learn how to make this picture. You have to learn how to make this picture if you're going to shoot a single shoe. But, sorry, where's my image? For me, this isn't it. It's like, I don't know if this is a top down or a straight on, like there's too many things that are making this shot, like, and then the infinite black, it's not the right way to shoot a shoe. It's just not. The black background you're so married to, but it's not something that shoe culture uses. So you're trying to make it work, and I'm trying to say, shoot how people who are shooting shoes are shooting. Learn how to shoot a gray on gray. Learn how to shoot a black shoe on white. Learn how to shoot a pair, like, do like the textbook like shots. You have to learn how to do this picture. But giving me this, it just looks too UG. And for me, meaning user generated, for me, this is not, it's not where we're trying to go. You have to walk before you run, and this has no evidence at all of 3 lights. So abandon the black, get a white seamless, and start learning how to shoot a shoe to white. It's going to help you, Jordan, so much. That is Jordan White with a Jordan 1. Thank you for submitting. All right, yeah. Next photo shoot, promise me it's not going to be on black. Jordan, promise me it's not going to be on black. It's going to be on white. Promise. Like, get plexiglass, get white paper, start to learn how to put like a reflection underneath the shoe, like so many shoe photographers do. Like that reflection, that piece of plexiglass. Now you actually have some sort of a, like, you know, and if I look at all of these, like all of the Jordan photography, you can see, like, this is a knockout. This is like how you have to learn how to shoot a shoe like this. Like, because every shoe is shot like this. But then you look at just stuff that people are just doing on their own, and how often it's like, I mean, this is editorial. This is quite nice. But like sometimes it misses, like here, like it misses really bad. So that's what I'm trying to avoid. I'm trying to help you not be doing stuff that's missing. I hope that helps you. That's Jordan White. All right, who's next? This is Kyle Kiono. I got a paid audition to shoot an I got a paid audition to shoot an influencer event at a TikTok headquarters. This is Tyler Regan. A7 IV 50 millimeter, ISO 1000 f4 at a 250th of a second. Kyle, ISO, you need strobes. I'm going to say that you need strobes. You need strobes because if this is just existing light, I'm worried. Kyle Kiono. Kyle, this is good. I see in front of the TikTok logo, it's a good crop, but the light, you're just using existing light, so you kind of get what you get, but you're getting something. You're getting something, and I have to say it is better than expected, but I need you to have like a mobile studio setup so you can make higher quality images when you're in this kind of a situation. But I can't lie, Kyle, you are getting better every single week. You're now starting to lock in this vision. For me, I don't need to see the partial TikTok logo behind him unless the client asked you specifically for that. This is really screaming for just a non-distracting plain background. And remember, this assignment is minimalism. And this TikTok neon logo behind him would be so much better served with just a gray or whatever this wall paint color is without that logo. So I don't know if you had that option, but I want you to remember this is minimalism. minimalist week. That's what we're doing here, which is non-distracting. And for me, the TikTok logo is the opposite of minimalism for this photo. Yes, it can still go in your book, but you didn't follow the brief. Okay? This is minimalist week, and minimalism photography is what we're trying to do. I know you're struggling financially, Kyle. Keep pushing the way that you're pushing, and you're going to start making money. This is John David. John says, simple palette and simple lines, a balance, harmony, and visual interest. This is what I was going for. EOS RP, ISO 100, f7.1 at 2.5 seconds. This is John David, interiors and exteriors photographer. John, this is really simple. I mean, minimalism. Yes. I mean, this is a tricky this is a tricky space to shoot minimalism in. Let's look at what it looks like as a cover. I mean, this is a technical yes, John, and definitely can work in your portfolio. I just question of all the interiors that I've ever seen. I've seen many minimalist spaces, and this dining area, like, for me, it's just a chair on its own against a wall. Like, that is like a minimalist architectural image. For me, I'm not saying necessarily that this space is busy, but it doesn't make me think minimalism when minimalist is the assignment. It hits, it'll work in your book, but I want you to understand, like, I'm the art director, we're working for the magazine, we're doing an issue on minimalism, and I'm taking my submissions from my viewers for minimalist photography. So for me, you're my interiors guy. You have to find the right interior that screams minimalism, and then that interior is your submission. For me, this interior doesn't scream minimalism, so it doesn't matter how competently you photograph it, you're still trying to fit a round peg in a square hole. So this isn't a minimalist space. So however you shoot it, I mean, it's modern, but I wouldn't call it modern and minimalist, at least not this particular perspective. Still, John, yes, it's a great shot. It can go in your book. It's just about following the brief. I hope that helps. All right, that is John David. So you guys should know my accelerator, I extended the deadline. Now, first of all, if you had submitted and got your phase 0 application in time for last week, Saturday, June 7th, we have your application. We're looking at it right now. But Garan wanted a few more, and I met a few people like last week, and they didn't really have enough time to make that Saturday deadline. And a couple of those people, because I've extended the deadline, they've got their application in. So I've extended the deadline until Saturday, which is 2 days from now at midnight. So fill out phase 0, go to thecartymethod.com/accelerator. The info session is there. You can watch it for free. I give you the application for free if you make it to the end of the info session, and then get it into me by Saturday. Care about it because the Accelerator is my flagship program. It includes everything that I do. It includes Portfolio Lab. It includes Pro Lab. It includes the Carty Method system. All of my, all of my effort is inside my my system, and you get that as part of my Accelerator, as well as so much more. So try to get in there, get your applications in, go to thecartymethod.com/accelerator, and remember the final Accelerator deadline. Like, there will not be another extension because my Accelerator starts the weekend after. Like, it starts on the 22nd. So let's get into my Accelerator members. My people who are in my current Accelerator are still around, and they're still submitting, and they migrate from Accelerator into my Pro Lab. So these are some Accelerator members now. This is Samuel Salling. A chunk of a building from below. Wide angle perspective, uncorrected. Sony a7 IV 16-35 at 16, ISO 100, f18 at 1/320th of a second, shot natural light. This is Samuel Salling. Samuel, yes. Bro, yes. And again, I push this guy so hard, but Samuel, it's only because I see excellence from you, bro. I see excellence from you. I want you to notice the kind of details that I notice because I'm insane for details. Detail number one, watch where this picture ends and how this corner goes into that corner with that discipline, with that amount of discipline. Look at that into here. But also look at this line and how that line goes into that corner with that discipline. The way the building appears to twist, like he chose the right building and the right perspective of the right building in order to get this photograph. Hard thing is when we go to an 8x10, you can see like I'm going to have to let go of something. And that's probably going to be the sky. And I'm going to want the building to touch like right there. Because I can't crop it like this. I can't take away that, right? So I'm going to have to do this or something like this in order to make this an 8x10. But the whole image is magic. I love it. It's definitely minimalism. I'm giving that an 11. Very, very well done, Samuel. I love this picture. It hits so hard. It's going to be such a great ad for your book.
Yes,
you should be
yes.
thrilled. If you're a member of this channel, by the way, I would definitely consider joining. I do members only content every month. My members get priority access to comments when you speak in my comments. I quick time answer you, and just the members only content that I do, the members only hangs that I do are all super necessary. $5 a month, and I also have the dopest emotes. If some of my members in chat right now can slam some emotes, you can see them if you hit the chat replay. The members I'm trying to grow 1,000 true fans. Like that's really my goal. 1,000 true fans. Understand that I do my live streams commercial free because I have members. Because of my members, I'm able to not have commercials while I'm live because that's so lame. So because of my members, I can do that. So if you're on the fence, if you haven't become a member yet, please consider hitting the join button. It helps this channel continue more than you can possibly know. The amount of behind the scenes that have to happen in order to make this look as slick and smooth and as easy as it does. I have a team of people who help me make this show as smooth as it is. So Stymats, let's go. Mike back for 17 months. Mike, I miss you, my guy. Used to see this guy's smiling face every week. Mike, appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Back for 17 months. Carty crew. All right, let's get into our next submitter. That would be Durrell Scott. Yo, Courtney. Courtney's up on 5 months. Courtney's new. Got to get you guys some smoke. Courtney's new. But Courtney, since this guy's found me, his work has gone like through the roof. You're impressing me week after week, Courtney. I'm so glad you're here. So glad you're a part of this, my guy. All right, let's get into Durrell Scott. Durrell says, shot in natural light. This is an R6 24-70 at 70, ISO 100, f4.5 at 1/100th of a second. This is Durrell Scott with a minimalist image. Darrell, this is a yes. I just want you to watch your crop because I can see from where the shorts are ending and the space up here that you want this to be your whole photo. But I got to tell you, it's not your whole photo. Because when you look here and you see what this picture looks like as an 8x10, well, what are we letting go? Are we letting go of this company's logo, who I'm sure really care about having their company logo there? We got to stop for a sec because Denise just put $5 down. Denise, thank you for your hard-earned money. Thank you for the super sticker. Look at you with the $4.99 stickering it up with the love. Denise, thank you. Appreciate you, girl. Let's get back to Darrell Scott. So, Darrell, you can see here, this is an important logo that we're not trying to lose, right? And you can see when I go to an 8x10, we're trying to please clients, right? When we go to an 8x10, we lose that logo. That's gone. So that's the shot right there, right? So now it becomes this logo only. Now, if these are essential shorts, which I don't think that they are, but if they were shorts as well, like if it was a whole brand and you were hired to shoot a catalog for this company, they're going to want you to be looser. They're going to want you to shoot looser, right? And then here's the next thing. What if now I want to put this on the cover of my magazine? What if now I want to put this on the cover of the Carty Method magazine? Look at how high up he is in the masthead, because you've given no thoughts as far as where this is going to be used. So these are really important points when it comes to shooting for a layout. You're not shooting for you. This is not about you. This is about your work being used in the industry. Can't use this as a cover. Can't use this as an 8x10 because it doesn't crop right because I lose that bottom logo, which means you're too close. You're shooting exactly how you want the picture to be shot with no cropping. Only 8x12 is not the proportion that the world works. 2x3 only works sometimes. Most of the time, you're going to be cropping your image if it's a vertical from the top and the bottom. So really be disciplined when thinking, how is this picture going to be used after? And I promise you, it's rarely going to be your whole picture uncropped with no text. So, Darrell, minimalism, yes. Crop, too close. You have to lock this in because over time, if you don't correct this mistake, it is going to hurt you. It's going to hurt you over time. I'm just another photographer. I'm just your competition, bro. I'm just another person who has been doing it for longer than you. And I know, like, first thing I saw, that logo's going to get cut out. Well, imagine if I paid you and to shoot those shorts and all your shots were like that. Well, that's a problem because you can't recreate your work that way. And now your client can't use the work that they just paid you for on social media because social media is 4x5 crop, not 2x3. So you have to lock that in. It's super important. And for you watching at home, not submitting, lock that in. You don't get to shoot the whole top to bottom, and that's your whole picture when you shoot vertical. Horizontal, yes, it actually is your whole picture, but you can't give that much room there and that much room there and think your client's going to be happy, because as soon as they post to Instagram and they're like, and then they're going to ask you, how can I post this to Instagram with, I want to see the whole picture. I'm cropping my logo. And then you're going to be like, oh, well, we can put black borders on the outside. It just looks hack because you didn't shoot it the way that you could have shot it, which is a little looser. I hope that helps you. And again, not trying to beat anybody up, but I am trying to teach industry standard photography and industry standard cropping. Photographers have big egos and they just want to do whatever they want. And they don't want to listen to anybody else tell them that they're doing something wrong. So it's like, this is an incredibly competent, it's focused, it's like good style, it's swaggy, it's a handsome dude, but you can see you didn't execute this frame properly. And if everything is shot like that, this is a lesson that you have to learn so you do not make that mistake again. Okay. If you look at the way that I shoot, it's loose. So you can punch in, the art director can punch in, there's room for text around your shot. All of this makes it so much easier for clients to work with the photography that you're getting hired to do. All right, this is Rael saying, I'll be joining today. All right, Rael, appreciate you. Rael, also, here's a secret. Don't talk about what you're going to do. Talk about what you've done already. You know what I mean? Like, photographers are talkers. I'm going to join today. It's like, dude, just join and then talk about it afterwards. Talk about how it's benefited you. I hear a lot of people tell me things that they're going to do. The amount of people who talk and actually follow up. I have a bunch of people who I hang out with that are just doers. They just do. You know what I mean? Just be a doer, bro. Put the work on the table, and then I would have seen that you joined because there's work up. You know what I mean? I'm a doer. You can see here, Pharrell and Colin Firth, and like I'm a doer. And I don't have to talk about my photographs because they're here. They exist. You can see them anytime. You can go to stevecarty.com and see Cardinal and see Ludacris and see Kanon and Jody Emery and Chantel Kreviasik and Ja Rule and Minnie Jean Tricky and Pete Rock. You can see all the work that I've done. So it's just, but you know what? I don't need to talk about it because it's there. I can talk about it after the fact because I've done it. But people are like, what are you so excited to do? I'm like, bro, it hasn't happened yet. I don't get excited about doing shit. I get excited about having done something. I never get excited about something that's coming up. Like, I'm going to Cape Town, South Africa. Oh my God, so excited. Not even thinking about it. Literally not even thinking about it. I have too many things that I'm doing right now. When that trip is tomorrow, I'll start wrapping my head around it. So, yeah, the most successful people in the world are not talking about what they're going to do. They're just doing it. All right. This is Tia Dunlop. This is taken in studio. I want to see if this is a picture that can go into my portfolio. Again, this is Minimalist Week. EOS R6, ISO, I'm drunk. ISO 200 f9, 1/200th of a second, shot with one Westcott 4J FJ 400 with a 7-foot white umbrella. This is this is Tia Dunlop. Tia, your model looks a little uncomfortable. She looks a little uncomfortable. She looks like she's really putting on this smile. Head angle, I'm a little bit concerned about. She's kind of looking away from the light. Framing, she's not quite centered. And then also this framing, like when it goes to an 8x10, Tia, I saw this right away. You can see when we go to an 8x10, it's not working. It's cutting, so how you're standing, and you're not also standing at the end of the background. And I can tell, and I'm going to show you why. Okay, so here's your seamless. Oops, no, this is it. Here's your seamless. Here's your model. And you are standing here and shooting her that way. Because this horizon line is not straight. Because you're not hitting her from here, which is the only way that you can make that horizon line straight is if you hit her straight on. You are skimming from left to right. And also because of that, you're not at all conscious as to how big she is in the frame. Like how big she is in the frame. So this horizon line and this horizon line being crooked is no bueno. How close her toes are to the edge of the frame. It's sloppy, Tia. That's sloppy. Like, you need to have your camera on a tripod. Be locked. Have you not seen when I shoot Hey, Rockets Jetfly, welcome. Thanks for subscribing. Have you not watched legendary hacks that pros do in studio? Like, just here. And I mean, this is so important. I actually put it on my website. It's so important for people to watch this that I put it on my website. If you go to the video section here on my site and go to this video here and watch, like there's a point in here where, look, watch this. It's me drawing a line, putting tape down on the floor. And you actually see me drawing the access line, which is the model is not allowed to come further or behind that. And then I put down the tape line, which is the center of the background. So I have the chair in the center, and then I put down a tape line to mark the axis that my camera goes in and out on this axis. So I don't go left or right, so all of my lines are straight. Okay? This is discipline. And without this discipline, when you're shooting in the studio, that's what happens. Like literally, that is what happens without that discipline of this is my model marker, this is her access line, this is my access line. So there's a reason that I shoot that way. And then when you see me shooting, I'm on that access line, and then I'm lighting her on that access line. And you can see me right here, like literally right in front of her on that access line. Like there's a reason that I put this out, and it's because everything has to be straight. You don't get to rock left and right when you're shooting in the studio. And even look at this composition. All the lines are straight because the camera is dead straight hitting that angle. Look how dead on I am. So because of that, all of my lines are straight. And if you don't have that same discipline, Tia, it means that your lines will not be straight and your whole thing is going to be off. And then you're not thinking about 8x10 and all that stuff. Like for me, that kind of discipline is so important in the studio. Can you extend the pink? Well, sure, you can hack and slash at it and fix it in post. But that's what hacks do. And I'm not trying to teach you how to be a hack. I'm trying to teach you to be a pro, Tia. And for me, I want you to be better when it comes to how you shoot in the studio. The light is great. The pose is too conservative. The pose is very so have her square up to camera and look at the camera so the light can touch her face. She's turning away, which means she wants to leave set, change the body language, leg crossed over. It's not, I don't know. I feel like this is close to you, but there's got to be better edits than this one. There's got to be better edits than this one. Her face looks like she's holding a smile and it looks fake. And she also looks hot. So because she's hot, she looks like she's like beating up a little bit under the brow, which means like foundation and all that stuff you shouldn't use when you're in hot climates. All right. She's too young to need foundation, to be honest. I hope that helps. This is Tia Dunlop. Tia, thanks for submitting. All right. This is Joshua Haney and Rial. I appreciate the $5. Dude, it's not necessarily for you to keep giving me money. Just sign up. That's all. Just sign up. It's all good. Yeah. Just imagine like the people who talked before they did in the past. Think of all your friends that talk before they do. Just think like it just comes off a certain way. I would rather you just learn, be like, right, it looks way cooler to do something and let other people talk about it. Isn't that way cooler, bro, to do something? You're seeing this group. All of these people are already participating. Everybody in my chat is already signed up. They're all in Portfolio Lab. So when you say, I'm going to do something, people are going to be like, dude, just do it. Especially me. All right. This is Joshua Haney. Minimalist portrait of my daughter. R6 50mm ISO 50 f5.6 1/250th of a second. Shot with one newer vision for strobe. Minimalism with Joshua Haney. Josh, this is a yes for me. This is a yes. I just want you to watch your light. Your light is coming in too straight. Okay, light travels in straight lines. So let's follow your light. Light travels in straight lines. Let's take that shadow to the tip of her nose here, which means your light is not high enough, because I want that nose shadow to fill in this gap here. So that means your nose shadow should drop here, which means your light needs to be that high in order to achieve that, right? So it's just your light angle. It's going to give you the same feeling, that same Rembrandt, but Rembrandt light is very particular, and I want you to know how to nail it every single time, and shadows tell all. The first shadow that is the big tell is the nose shadow, obviously here, right? That's not joining this shadow yet, right? You can see that distance right here where that shadow and that shadow aren't joining, which means your light goes that way, right? It means the light is it's not far enough yet based on her head angle. So that's the first thing. And then based on this, so that's going to push this nose shadow further, right? But then we want that nose shadow to now come down here. And in order to do that, then that means now that we've placed the light and we figured out how far around it has to go, now we have to sky it. So this nose shadow triangle doesn't go like this. It comes down like that. And then it hugs around her lip, still joining this other shadow and then leaving this big pocket of light there, which is true Rembrandt light. Because this shadow is so radical, it shows you the shape of her nose. And it makes her nose look pointy because you put a pointy shadow on the side of her face. So in order to soften that, that's where that light goes around. That then joins that. And if we sky it, then it tucks under here. And now you're not seeing a pointy nose. You're actually seeing Rembrandt lighting, how it's supposed to be done. So your placement, again, I'll show you your model's fit. Oops, your model's face, your daughter. Your daughter's face is here. Hers, her nose. Your light is, I'm going to say your light is here, and I need your light to be here. Like it's like literally a degrees in change, but we follow the shadow. The shadow tells us all. And we just have your daughter stay there, keep her face front. You move the light, or you have your assistant move the light, and you see that nose shadow travel. And then once it meets, then you sky the light. Then you watch the nose shadow drop, and then boom. And then that's your photo. Is this a minimalist image? Yes. Is this such a good swing? Absolutely. But again, Josh, you are a very, very good shooter. Where I'm trying to take you is to the top 1%. We don't mess around with the hacks. You are not a hack. You're so good. So I'm just trying to take you like up here, you know, just way up here. That's all. And that comes from nuance. And that nuance where we are with you is just really nuance. And you nailed the minimalism. And I love the half face. So this is yes. Just reshoot it and send it in for me on a Tuesday and just say, this is your redo of the minimalist image with the light fixed as requested. All right, that is Joshua Haney. This is Lamont DeSalle. Here's my minimalist image for this week's assignment. Nikon Z6, 85mm 1.8, ISO 400, f7.1, 1/60th of a second, shot with 3 Godox strobes with a beauty dish. This is Lamont DeSalle. with the minimalism? I'm going to take it. Yeah, I'm going to say yes. Like, this is a yes. I mean, the red matches the heart on the shirt. Body language. I mean, for me, I just always want men to feel like super strong and like with presence, but compositionally super strong. Just watch your retouching on guys that you're not going so much on the retouching that he looks feminine. You know what I mean? Because for me, his skin looks unbelievably perfect. It looks unbelievably perfect. And I can see up here, there's a little, I just feel like we don't need to touch this skin. He already looks like quite glossy and groomed. You're making him more glossy and groomed. And I have to say, and I keep trying to nudge you on this, Lamont, you're inching work and you're creating work that is out of date. You're creating work that's out of date. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to help you make work that's not dated already. And what's dating you is your retoucher. And I keep trying to tell you, this retoucher needs to pull way back, but you just let him keep doing it. So I don't retouch guys. And if you see what I do to the skin of the men that I shoot, it is not like this. So, guys in chat, Calligraphy, can you talk about this anywhere else but in my chat right now? Please talk about this anywhere else. Take the man into email. Don't have to talk about this right now. All right. So Lamont, the thing that's the most important is the style that you are developing is dated. Retouching on men is dated. So I'm trying to help you evolve out of a style that you're holding on to like grim death. I've said, hold on to strong ideas loosely. Do you understand how many times throughout my career my style has evolved? My style has evolved with the times. Your style is not evolving with the times. I've said to you, shoot on location more. Please shoot on location more. Where's that work that I keep asking you for? Because you're missing it in your portfolio. That's why I'm asking you to shoot on location. Not for me, but you need it in your book. And your work, it has when you shoot guys, it has a femme sort of an angle. So I'm asking you to shoot men like men, which means not retouching. You treat your ladies and your guys, same retouching, same treatment, same light, same everything. There's not a difference between the way that you light men and the way that you light women. And because of that, you're shooting guys that look punchable, meaning I want to punch this guy. It's too soft. Do you know what I mean? And it's because he's got big muscles and blah, 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 but you have him in such a sweet boy pose. And that's not what you're going to see in details. It's not what you're going to see in GQ. So I need you to shoot men like men, which means no retouch, don't retouch them this far. And I keep trying to tell you, Lamont, but you keep just doing what you're doing. So I'm getting frustrated. I hope you notice me getting frustrated with the way that you are treating men's skin. This is not how, and if this guy walked in looking this glossy, that is weird. It looks alien-like, bro. That's what I'm trying to get to you. It looks weird. It's too perfect. So go back to reality and by the way, reality is trending. Less retouching is right now. Less retouching is trending. And if you're not going to lean in on what's happening, right, you're going to hold on to this over retouched look, your work and your career is not going to go the way that you want it to, because this is only a certain type of person is attracted to this style. I would like you to have a wider audience and wider growth. And in order for you to do that, you have to change the way that you're doing things, but you don't seem to want to. So what do I do to that? Guys, this is Lamont DeSalle. It looks like his arms are retouched. It's too much, Lamont. His hands are retouched. It's too much. It's just too much, dude. All right. This is Mike Morrison. Mike. This is shot with the Sony A7 R5 with a 24-70. ISO 50 f16 at a 15th of a second. This is Mr. Oops, let's get there. Mr. Mike Morrison with a minimalist helmet. Mike, this is spot on. This is spot on. Like, I wish you were closer to where my brother lives so you could shoot my brother's, the helmets that he paints, the cars that he shoots. Like, I just wish that you lived in Kamloops, BC, so you could help him. Mike Morrison, this is a yes for me. I want you to always watch your edges, make sure that you're not so claustrophobic, but this is a good jet black. I would love if there was like a reflective surface, like if this was sitting on black plexi, so then this helmet like reflects like down here. Like, I would love a little bit of texture so it didn't feel like it's knocked out. The light on the helmet is great. Like, it truly is. I asked for a minimalist image. You've been giving me black. I want to see white. I want to see gray. I want to see other options so you're not a one-trick pony. Okay? This is really, really good. It definitely can go in your portfolio, but I want this to not be your only trick, Mike. I want you to be able to do other things, and this does feel very much like it is floating in space. So give me black background, but with a table and context and some sort of reflection and something that gives me like context, so I'm not trying to reconcile how this helmet is floating in space. Okay, I want a table, plexiglass. These are the kinds of props that you need to now take your work to the next level. Very well done though, Mike. Great light, great exposure, great product. Mike Morrison. Good shit, Mike. All right, this is Chris Fosta. Chris says, for this week's assignment, I shot the Air Max on a white backdrop. R3, 100mm 2.8, ISO 200, 1/125th of a second at f8. That's so hard for me to say. 1/125th of a second at f8 with his 4 strobes. This is 4 strobes. Chris Fosta, let's get it on. Well, Chris, you leveled up with this week. You leveled up this week for sure. The shoe is a little low in the horizon line for me. Like, I actually kind of, with this, because the reflection is so nice, your reflection is so nice, I kind of want you to lift the shoe up a bit so I can see more of this reflection, at least the swoosh. At least give me that swoosh under here. But this is a yes for me, and such a level up, Chris. Like, again, when you say 4 lights, I get nervous because I know that you're new to lighting. But I also know that I have my ace in the hole, which is Garan Rath. And I know that Garan has been spending some time with you and talking to you a little bit about lighting. And I know also that you come to Portfolio Lab and our Tuesday meetings. And I also know that during these Tuesday meetings, we do these workshops and we do lighting deep dives and all that stuff. And so you probably figured out how to light this, possibly even using satellite. So Chris, this for you, my guy, you went with your lighting this week. You were here. Now you're here. And you see how high up I am to up here? You're here with lighting. Chris, I'm going to say this. I would have a hard time lighting as clean as this light is. Okay? I would have a hard time lighting as clean as this light is. Like, this is a incredibly technical photo. My only issue, bro, small thing. It's like, bro, give me more reflection. Give me more reflection. That reflection's too dope. Give me and I'm always pushing you low with the horizon. With this case, I'm fine with the shoe being here because of this, you can extend the white. You can extend the white as far as you want. So imagine if you showed the reflection of the whole shoe down here, you could move that in any direction, and you could then catch and capture this with the reflection and move it over there, or move it onto that side of the frame, or move it down, like with the reflection. And then you can decide where you want to crop it in post. Like if you included the whole reflection, now you're like giving an art director, oh bro, now I can capture this. I can make it horizontal. I can make it like vertical. I can move it up. I can shrink it, because the reflection shrinks with the shoe, and it's on a perfect white. So that's the only thing that you missed, Chris, is including the whole reflection. Actually, the whole shoe in the neither world down there. Now you're getting hired over and over and over and over and over again, because the scalability and the way that people can use this. I hope this is diagrammed, and I'm going to challenge you to recreate this photo again with a different shoe, and with all my rules that I've just given you. Recreate this with another shoe, because Chris, this is so good. And also what I'm going to ask you is teach Jordan White how to do it. Teach Jordan White how to do it. Okay. Again, you guys better be at every Thursday. I do a workshop, like a portfolio lab workshop. If you've been watching Chris Foster, Chris comes to every one. And the shit that Chris learned last week is why this is what Chris's work looks like this week, is because this guy locked in and learned something. And Chris, yeah, guy, I think that this is a yes. I think Taylor's losing her shit. And that's an 11 out of 10 for me. But you know what you have to do? You got to keep the reflection in. That's the only rule. Keep the reflection in. All right. Well done, Chris. All right. So this is Sean Thomas. Sean says it's a second shot from my recent encounter with a black Ferrari 328 GTS, shot on top of a parking garage in Yorkville. EOS R 24-70 at 65, ISO 1250, 100th of a second, 7.1, natural light. This is Mr. Sean Thomas. Minimalism. I feel like, yes, you need this shot for your book, Sean. Like, I get that. You need this shot for your book. Like, you don't really have Ferrari details. I mean, and the reason, just for you guys at home, so you know this photographer's work, let's just get a little bit of Sean Thomas, just so you know Sean's work and you can wrap your head around where this fits in. This is his portfolio, and he shoots for the Volkswagen group of companies. Like, all his cars are Porsches, Audis, or Volkswagens, mostly Porsches. So in order for him to include Ferrari on this site, we need to shoot more Ferrari, and shoot Ferrari in such a way that fits with this visual sensibility. So this fits with that visual sensibility, but I just need more. I need more. And I don't like this horse. It looks like he's seen some beats and he's seen some rocks and blah, blah, blah. And I know it's a 70s Porsche. I mean, a 70s Ferrari. But again, it's just, I don't know if this is as strong, Sean, as say, I don't know if this is as strong, Sean, as say this detail. Do you know what I mean? Or some of your other absolutely insane details. Like, you have some wild ones, bro. Like, wildly good details. Like, I don't know if this is stronger. I just don't know if that's stronger than that. Like, your details are insanely good, bro. And because of that, my standards for your details are insanely high. And because of that, I don't know. I don't know if this is good enough. I need to see more of you shooting this car. And for me, I need to see more of the car so you can kind of like shoot the whole car, so I can see how that fits within the rest of your book. Compositionally strong, Sean, like you can see it works as an 8x10, it works as a cover, but the way the lines are breaking, like there's not really a flow through this, the way that like this is just like, I don't know, it just doesn't hit to me as hard as some of your other stuff does. I want to see more of you and this Ferrari, Mr. Sean Thomas. All right, Liza Hyder. We're down to our last 2 photos. So Liza, this is your assignment. Liza's in my cartel. She's one of my team, and she really, really wanted this minimalist assignment. She really wanted us to do it. And it didn't fit with what we were doing at the time, but we made it work. We made it fit. And now you see the results and how many people did them for you, Liza. This is a photo of Terry. For this minimalist assignment, here's my first attempt at using black velveteen. D850, 85 millimeter, ISO 100, 200th of a second, f10. Shot with Pro Photo. And retouching by Soheil. This is Miss Liza Hyder. Liza. Well, the black velveteen works really well. It's a beautiful photo. I really want eye contact. I just want eye contact, so she pulls me in. The way that the black velveteen worked is really great. You can see we have black separate from this black because this is a fabric. This is going to read different. This is velveteen. This is going to read like nothing. Great light on her face. But you are lighting her from the side and she's looking to the side. I would love you to think to lighting her from the front and her looking towards camera. Again, Liza, eye contact, looking at your work and the work that you have done in the past. I want you to look at how eye contact hits and how effective eye contact is with your photography. Again, eye contact, Liza. This hits so hard. But you do blend like where you have people looking off. And for me, I'm way more engaged by these pictures. And this is fire, by the way. I'm way more engaged by these pictures than I am by these pictures. Because I'm like, where are you looking? We all have done the looking off photos, but when you choose to use eye contact, it hits so much harder. And I just want you to remember that. I want you to remember how hard eye contact hits. And for me, like, it's a beautiful woman. It's a beautiful scene. Pull me in by having her look at the camera instead of making me wonder what is over there. That's more interesting than you. So for me, that's it. I just want this with eye contact. Magazine covers is what this is, a magazine cover, and magazine covers are going to try to be engaging with the subject. Even when I'm on this camera, right? Like when I'm on this camera and I'm speaking to you, how you feel a little disconnected, but you feel more connected when I'm on this camera speaking to you, right? So eye contact with photography, it's so important for me. Liza, this is what would have taken this to the next level. Really consider sharing more eye contact photos with me for review. This is a very great execution on black. I can't wait to see what else you do with the trick I taught you. This is calligraphy, our last photo of the day. My submission for the minimalist assignment from a client session. Z8, 85mm ISO 800, 2.8 is the F at 100th of a second. This is calligraphy. Thanks for submitting. So, minimalist, yes and no. I mean, I feel like minimalism, there's no propping, and minimalism really there has to be an overall feeling with the image. The body language with me here, she's like kind of blocking the energy a little bit with her arms crossed. And I know I've done this pose. It definitely works with shooting her on the back of a chair. But for me, I wouldn't use the chair. It's hard because the subject has to fit the brief. And when you're a portrait photographer, in my case with this, I would use scale. Like I would have a whole frame, but then have a small subject, you know, and imagine this is a huge, big, like industrial, like use scale to show minimalism and isolation. You know what I mean? For me, it doesn't necessarily, I don't think that it's good enough to be in your portfolio. Because if I look at your work and the other subjects that you have in your book and the way that you shoot, like for me, this picture says more minimalism because of the way that you've used her within the space. For me, this picture says minimalism because there's no propping. It's just him. There's no prop. He's not like, this says minimalism. For me, like this says minimalism. This is more minimalistic because of the way that he's using the chair. It's not about the chair. It's just about him. And also how big he is on the chair. Now, if you made him smaller in the frame and showed more of the room, that would have made this feel a little bit more minimalist. But for me, like looking at the collection of work that you have, like the whole idea is that you're shooting pictures that are better than the pictures that you have already, so they go in your book. And for me, I don't think that this is better than the pictures that you have already. I don't think that it's flattering per se for her. And the expression that's on her face is not pulling me in. She just looks pissed. Before, the other picture, she was overly happy, which looked like a snapshot. So it's not every person that you photograph makes it into your portfolio. Like they can't possibly all make it into your book. This is a lady that for me wouldn't go in my portfolio because she's not the type of person that for me, I feel would get me more work. So for you, it's okay for that to be the case, calligraphy. I just think that like, this is 2 weeks in a row with this subject. Like, I don't see how she fits into the collection that you're trying to put together. So I don't know. I don't think that this one hits as hard as it could. All right, guys, that is our last photo of the day. We have an assignment that is a banger that I want to get into in a second, but not before I tell you about photos of the week. I want to remind you again that the accelerator, the 2025 summer accelerator is about to start. It starts June 22nd. The cutoff points for the applications is Saturday. Phase 0 is your application. And you need to go to thecartymethod.com/accelerator to watch the info session, get the application, and literally get phase 0 finished and submitted so I can teach you how to be a photographer and get to 100K in your first year. All right, this is the photos of the week. Photos of the week. We're going to start it quick and dirty with this one right here. Yeah, right, exactly. I'm going to start it with this one right here. Photo of the week for the minimalist image goes to Kevin Curtis with this picture right here. Kevin, photo of the week, my guy. Well done. Very, very well done. And again, the people who executed minimalism the best are winning photos of the week this week. It is simple. Photo of the week number 2 for minimalism goes to Mr. Gerard Danso. Photo of the week, Gerard. Minimalism. Well done. Well played. Well shot. Photo of the week. Minimalism. Minimalist photo of the week number 3. Again, I broke your balls, but I think the next time you submit, I think that it's going to be even better. Photo of the week, Rafael Ortiz. Raf, your potential is infinite. Take this seriously. Listen to me. Buy magazines. Use intelligent imitation, and you will succeed. We need to pull you out of using dated techniques, but this is a great improvement from what you sent me last week. That is Rafael Ortiz. Photo of the week for this young miss. Her name? Denise Tuggle. Denise, it's a photo of the week, girl, for minimalism with this Coca-Cola Zero image. Well done, Denise. Photo of the week. Congratulations. Congratulations. Photo of the week for this photographer, which is a great improvement from last week. This photographer's name? This is JV. Well done, JV. That's a photo of the week. Congratulations. Congratulations. Congratulations, Mr. JV. All right. Minimalist. These are people who really nailed the minimalist angle. Really nailed the minimalist angle. Photo of the week goes to Mike Graves. Mike. Minimalism. Minimalist photography. Mike Graves, well done. Photo of the week. Minimalism. I'm being hard. I have to. Photo of the week for minimalism. Samuel Salling. Samuel. This is a yes for me. Samuel, so good. So good. Very, very well done. Samuel Salling. Minimalist photography. Minimalist. Photo of the week for minimalist photography. This is Joshua Haney. Joshua, well done, buddy. Congratulations. I'm proud of you, dude. Remember everything I said with that light, but you are onto something here, Joshua. Very well done. Minimalist photography. Photo of the week. This is Mike Morrison. Mike, well done, my guy. Minimalist photography. Very, very, very well executed. Like, this just hits. Very well done. Minimalist photography. Minimalist photography photo of the week goes to Chris Foster. Chris, so good, bro. You leveled up this week. No lie. You leveled up this week. Chris Foster, congratulations, bro. Minimalist photography. Minimalist. Last photo of the week goes to Liza Hyder. Liza. Minimalist photography. Congratulations, everybody who submitted. Congratulations, everybody who won photos of the week. Now, do we have Best in Show? Yes, because Best in Show is based on following the brief and leveling up. Those are two incredibly important things, following the brief and leveling up. I'm judging you against you. I don't judge you against anybody else. I only judge you against you. And there are 2 photos. There are 3 photos this week that deserve Best in Show. They deserve recognition that goes a little bit extra from just because I know for them, for these photographers, this is an incredible level up. So our first Best in Show this week goes to Samuel Salling. That is Best in Show, my guy. Congratulations. Amazing. Amazing, amazing work, Samuel. Very good. Samuel Salling in the minimalist category. Very, very good. And again, I'm talking like nothing needs to be fixed, pretty much, with these ones that I'm giving best in show. Our next best in show, this is Mike Morrison. Mike, this is a technical masterclass. It's very, very, very well done. Very proud of you. Very well executed. That's a best in show. And our final best in show. And yeah, there's mistakes in this picture. But this photographer learned so many things in 1 week that he learned light ratios. He learned a perfect white. He learned how to do reflections, and he did it all in 1 week. And he shot the right shoe. Guys, this, and the last picture I want to look at today is from Chris Foster. Chris, that is a best in show. Chris, congratulations, my guy. I'm so incredibly proud of you. It gets me a little emotional, my guy. It gets me a little emotional because, Chris, that came out of your camera, bro. And I knew it could. And I've seen you shoot white. And I've seen you shoot white that wasn't white and that had the same exposure all over, and you didn't really know where the light was coming. Like, you locked in. And like the details that I want you to see that are just insane about this photo is through here, through this air bubble. Like, do you understand that he cannot do this unless he has a perfect white? Because cleaning the white up over here, how do you clean the white up inside these bubbles, bro, if it's not a perfect white? And we got you there, Chris. We got you there. And like, it feels good for me because it means that the Carty method works. It means like there's methods to my madness, and like how, like my no's, like when I say no, it's not
yes
it.
or yes.
Like Chris never gets discouraged. He never gets discouraged. He's just like, okay, try it again tomorrow. Like, and with a smile, like I tell this guy, Chris, that is not it. This is not your level. No. And he's like, okay, try again tomorrow. And then he rips it, or he doesn't. And then try it again tomorrow. And even when I give him props, he's like, okay, great, thanks. Try it again tomorrow. Like, I don't know, man. It's just, he's going to win. There's no doubt that personality types is how you win. I appreciate that, Nadine. Thank you. I appreciate you. It's how you win. It's taking criticism and being able to improve on that criticism, and then like take those beats and improve. And then like when you want to make me happy, all you need to do is improve from last week. Take what I said last week and then next week be better. Do you want to see me freak out and slam my desk and like, let's fucking, and all that stuff? Just be better than last week. That's it. Like when I get upset is when you go down from last week, because that's not allowed. And as hard as that is to hear, it's not allowed. As it, like, we can only improve. The only thing we're allowed to do is level off, and just every week is consistently like, yes. But our photography, the quality of the photography is not allowed to go down. And Denise, I mean, Nadine, I know that some of us are slower than others, and it's not a speed thing. It's not. And again, understand you're comparing. I don't compare anybody to each other. I compare you only to you. That's it. So, and Denise, how far you've come Nadine, how far you've come in the last like 3 months has been incredible. So the reason that I'm judging you harder now is because you're like starting to go up here. So because of that, I have to push you up. And Doyle just gifted 5 memberships, my guy. Doyle, there was an issue. There's a reason that we couldn't look at your photo. Just resubmit it on Tuesday. I'm sure Garan sent you a message. But Doyle just gifted 5 memberships to the channel. Doyle just gifted Sean Codling. It's Mario, not Luigi. John, Laurie Beaumont, Devin Murphy, and Art Carrasco all got gifted a membership. Appreciate you, Doyle. Thank you so much. So guys, you need to know what next week's assignment is, and it is very important. I am asking you to do something big as when I asked you to shoot an ad for Nike. We are going back to that concept, and I'm asking you to create an ad for Coca-Cola. I want you to design a vertical image, okay? It has to be vertical, that captures Coca-Cola's brand, their brand values. And their brand values are joy, togetherness, and refreshment. So for people photographers, show an authentic moment of friends, family, stranger, sharing a Coke, enjoying a Coke. For places shooters, feature iconic Coca-Cola branding in a lively setting, or a Coca-Cola in the world. And if you shoot things, well, you're a product photographer. Create a hero shot of a Coke bottle or can with crisp lighting and visible condensation if you can. If you shoot cars, what are you going to do? How are you going to incorporate a Coca-Cola with a car? That's your problem. That's your problem that you have to create a solution for with a photo. So this is the whole reason why these assignments are so great. Okay. Oh, by the way, this isn't vertical. This isn't vertical. It definitely says design a vertical image here. This isn't a vertical assignment. That's a mistake in my show notes. So this is a horizontal image. So erase what I said with vertical, shake that out of your head. It's not vertical, it's horizontal. And it's for a billboard, okay? Now, because it's for a billboard, I will allow a center-focused image for this horizontal, but understand bias left or right and following the exact same format like you would shoot a double-page spread would also work for a billboard. So, although I will allow a center focused image if it works for the photo. Like if you're just shooting a vertical picture and then making it horizontal and not anything important here, like it really has to work. Like it has to be a close up of a face, or it has to be a composition that there's no other way that it works except for center focused. So I'm going to be on you if you're doing center focus because you're lazy. Okay. So this is why this matters. A strong Coca-Cola ad and you being able to shoot a Coca-Cola ad, whether it's lifestyle because you're a people photographer, or it's like a product because you're a product photographer, or if it's in an environment because you shoot things or spaces, being able to shoot a Coca-Cola ad demonstrates your ability to blend a universal emotion, something that everybody understands Coca-Cola. Like, so your ability to blend a universal emotion with world-class branding. It's a skill that's valued by top commercial clients. And know this, hey, Ramon Trotman just dropped 5 gift bomb. Dude, look at this guy. I got Jordan up here crying because of your generosity today, Ramon. Thank you, Ramon. And Ramon, Vladimir, you got gifted. Ian, Paul, Siango, DJ Chino, Nate Rosser, and a Chinese symbol all got gifted a membership because my audience is so generous. Understand this. The rule when you get gifted is you now have to keep the membership going. You have to keep the membership going, which means you have to sign up and put your $5 down, because you can't rely on the generosity of my audience to be paying your way to be able to watch this free, commercial-free content. So again, remember, my lives are commercial free because of my members. And if you're watching my lives and you're not a member, you're benefiting from the people who are. So yeah, these 190 people here, and I show the last 25 of them scrolling by here. And you can see today, 13 new members because 3 people signed up and 2 people dropped 5 gifts. Thank you, Ramon and Doyle Daniels. So I'm going to remind you again, today, right now, in 45 minutes, we do a meetup on Zoom. It is a workshop. Today, we are talking about how Coca-Cola has penetrated the world with their advertising. And we're going to dive deep on what Coca-Cola does with photography. I'm going to show you Coca-Cola and Nike's brand guides. Like, I have their brand guides, like the stuff that they send to the advertising agencies to make sure that the advertising agencies really nail their creative. I have Adidas brand guide, Coca-Cola brand guide, Nike brand guide, and we're going to share the Coca-Cola one today in this workshop. So the people who are in Portfolio Lab actually have the greatest kick at the can to make sure that you're doing something for Coca-Cola that you could put on your social media and it's going to fit their brand guide. So they would actually be like, holy shit, who's this photographer who's shooting something as if they know our brand guide? That's the kind of shit that I do for you because you're in Portfolio Lab. Super easy to join. Just go to thecartymethod.com/Portfolio Lab and understand this. It costs $300 an hour for you to talk to me one-on-one, but you can talk to me twice a week. All you need to do is be in my accelerator, because you get me on Sundays in our Accelerator Pro Lab workshop, and you get me on Thursdays for our Portfolio Lab workshop. So the access is smart. You actually get more access to me if you're in my accelerator than you would if you were buying coaching hours one at a time. So smart people join Portfolio Lab, not just for the photo reviews, but for what happens in Zooms on Thursdays. I love you guys. I'll see you in Zoom.
This live stream was brought to you by Pixpa, the best website builder for photographers and creatives, and Indie, the best way to run your freelance business, and by you, the members and subscribers of the Carty Method. Consider becoming a member for $5 a month to show your support for our content, and we'll reward you. You get members-only content every month, and Carty has the best emojis on YouTube, and you'll get that crown badge next to your name. If you're building your photography business, make sure you join Portfolio Lab. How ready are you to be a pro? Take the Carty Method Pro Photographer's Readiness Scorecard. You'll always find helpful links in the show notes. Sharing is caring. If this content has brought you value today, share it, clip it, post it to your socials. Curating and sharing helpful content makes you an expert. Even if the content you're sharing isn't yours, be a curator and share this content with your network. Find your creative and business genius with the Carty Method.
If you're just discovering how sick these live streams are, please come back for another one. There is nothing doper than the live vibe that I do on this channel. I prefer going live than edited videos, to be honest. You get to see the real me live, and I get to see the real you when you're in chat. Nothing is better than this Zoom that's about to happen. Please go to the Carty Method join right now and join up.